When Courtney Lapresi walked into the MasterChef kitchen for her audition, she wasn't dressed like your typical home cook.
My cooking background is really just me trying new things in my kitchen at my house and kind of pulling from the things I've learned growing up from my mother and my grandmother.
This 25-year-old from Philadelphia showed up wearing designer heels with the kind of confidence that made you wonder if she'd confused a cooking competition with a fashion show.
I've been a performer for 20 years, and as much as I love performing, I can't do that forever.
During her audition, she revealed her backstory. She was a senior in college, taking 18 credits, working 5 jobs, and still couldn't pay her rent. So she made a choice that would follow her throughout the competition and beyond. She became an exotic dancer at Delilah's Gentlemen's Club in Philadelphia, where she went by the stage name Winter. The show called her an aerial dancer, a fancy term that clearly fooled no one. However, Courtney remained confident in her cooking skills and her chances of winning MasterChef.
I don't enter competitions that I don't plan on winning. I'm confident enough that I know I'm gonna get an apron. It's just, when am I gonna get an apron?
For her audition dish, Courtney prepared ricotta gnocchi and brown butter sage sauce with peas.
I'm a third-generation Italian. I wanted to take something that was from home and make it into something that was mine.
Ramsay tasted it and called it authentic, brave, and tenacious, just like her. And just like that, Courtney Lapresi received the very first apron of season 5.
I came here with a dream. Now it's really coming true.
Well done.
Thank you.
Strike one for the controversy that was about to unfold. When you get the first apron and you're a former stripper in 6-inch heels, people are going to talk. Courtney didn't waste any time establishing herself as a force in the competition. In only the second episode, she won the Mystery Box Challenge, securing a major advantage for herself.
The person who made the best dessert, Courtney.
For viewers at home, this was impressive. Because here's what people started noticing. Courtney had a pattern. She would bat her eyes at the judges, smile sweetly, say "yes, chef" in that soft voice, and somehow her dishes, despite obvious flaws, still impressed.
I feel like I could change the entire game with my decision. This is where it starts. Plant the seed, wait for the bomb to go off.
Was she a good cook? Absolutely. Was there something else going on? That's where things get interesting. In episode 3, Courtney found herself in a pressure test. For most contestants, this would be a nail-biting moment. But somehow, Courtney managed to escape elimination despite some questionable dish execution.
I made a fresh blueberry pie with Meyer lemon zest and a lettuce crust.
The pie's delicious. Great color, great crisp on the pastry.
Viewers were starting to raise eyebrows. Contestants were starting to exchange glances. And then came episode 4, the one that would cement the narrative for the entire season. This is where everything exploded. During the Mystery Box Challenge featuring live seafood, 18-year-old Aaron Cho won the challenge and chose donuts as the elimination dish. But before the cooking even started, Aaron did something unprecedented. She openly told Judge Joe Bastianich that she believed the judges were showing favoritism towards Courtney.
You said we favoring her?
Yes.
Why would we favor her?
I don't know.
She's a great cook.
Joe got defensive, really defensive, which of course only made it look more suspicious.
I want to take Courtney out of the competition.
Why?
Maybe because I go to high school and I deal with a lot of fake all the time.
Then came the donut challenge, and Courtney made a rookie mistake that should have sent her home. She used salt instead of sugar in her donuts.
They're salty. That's seriously salty.
That is a mistake. I did not purposely put more salt in there.
When Gordon Ramsay tasted them, he spat them out. He said it was
One of the most stupid combinations with that level of salt in the dough. It just killed our palates.
Courtney ended up in the bottom 2 with Kira Novak. And who went home? Not Courtney. Kira was eliminated because the judges said she lacked passion.
Kira, we're struggling to see the passion.
This is where the internet lost its mind. Viewers pointed out that Kira had barely been shown in the first 3 episodes. Classic reality TV editing for someone about to be eliminated. But more importantly, how do you make donuts with salt instead of sugar and survive? Other contestants had been sent home for far less egregious mistakes. The answer, according to the growing army of skeptical viewers, was simple. The judges wanted Courtney to stay, and they'd do whatever it took to keep her there.
Oh, you've definitely got your mojo back. Slight overcharring on the sprouts. However, the veal is nailed. Rolled nice and tightly. You do cook with confidence. Great job.
As the season continued, a clear pattern developed. Courtney won yet another mystery box challenge.
Courtney, congratulations. Amazing technique, plating, great job.
Thank you, Chef.
This time, fellow finalist Elizabeth Covell openly stated that the judges were showing blatant favoritism towards Courtney.
You know, Cutter and I don't agree on much, but we do agree on one very important thing, which is that we want Courtney to go away. So we're gonna work very hard today.
They tried to set Courtney back, but couldn't eliminate her. She screwed up gnocchi, then took over as team captain and screwed that up too, showing what critics called her mediocrity.
Who done that?
I did that. It looks like glue. I'm making you new ones.
Glue?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like...
you're being polite. It looks like
But in the pressure test, she was praised and saved.
Courtney. Great job. Well done. Head up to the balcony.
The producers flew in Courtney's little brother for emotional impact. Notably, he was the only contestant family member who wasn't an adult. Viewers claimed he was clearly coached to mention mac and cheese, Courtney's specialty, to set her up for success. She didn't win that challenge, but came in second.
Cooper, you shout it out. What is the dish you miss the most?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Love mac and cheese.
Then, in the elimination challenge, she got buffalo testicles and handled them like a pro. Cue the inappropriate jokes about her past profession.
Visually, it looks gorgeous. I've never quite, in the history of my cooking career, seen a testicle so glamorous as that.
Every single episode, Courtney either won, placed high, or escaped elimination through what seemed like miraculous judging decisions. Meanwhile, other talented cooks like Leslie Gilliams, a 56-year-old stay-at-home dad from Malibu, kept landing in the bottom despite consistently strong performances.
Nobody in the history of MasterChef has ever survived 5 pressure tests.
Well, you haven't met me yet.
Throughout all of this, Courtney never stopped wearing those 6-inch heels. She'd cook entire services in designer stilettos that probably cost more than most home cooks' entire kitchen equipment budget. In an interview during the competition, she explained, "The judges are so much taller than I imagined. Even in my 6-inch heels, I could barely see eye to eye with them." For some viewers, this was admirable. She was being herself, refusing to conform to expectations of what a cook should look like. For others, it was calculated. She was playing up appeal to manipulate male judges. The truth? Probably somewhere in between. But in the court of public opinion, there's no room for nuance. Multiple contestants from season 4 had previously accused MasterChef judges of harassment. Season 4 contestant Mary Porter claimed that a female contestant was harassed by the judges to the point she had her lawyers get her edited out of the show completely. Carrie Stevens, also from season 4, backed up these claims. Whether true or not, these allegations hung over season 5 like a dark cloud. Every time Gordon Ramsay smiled at Courtney, every time Joe Bastianich defended her, every time Graham Elliott praised her dishes, viewers saw it through that lens. One particularly crude conspiracy theory suggested that one specific judge, whose name rhymes with Handsy, had a thing for Courtney. The hate comments got worse, much worse. Was any of this fair? Absolutely not. But reality TV doesn't care about fair. It cares about drama, and season 5 had drama in spades. The semifinal pressure test became the most suspicious moment of the entire season. The challenge was to make 3 classic American desserts: New York cheesecake, key lime pie, and Boston cream pie. Courtney and Leslie were the 2 competing, and then came the twist. Leslie, a man who had been cooking his entire life and had never once confused salt and sugar in any previous challenge, suddenly put salt instead of sugar in his Boston cream pie.
You put the salt in place of the sugar.
I may have, yes.
The exact same mistake Courtney had made with her donuts, except Leslie went home for it.
I'm the stay-at-home dad that came here to win, and I was doing a pretty damn good job up until the salt part.
Viewers erupted. How convenient that the one mistake that didn't eliminate Courtney now eliminates her biggest competition. Some conspiracy theorists claimed Leslie was offered money to throw the challenge. Others suggested the producers sabotaged his ingredients, although no evidence exists for either of those claims. The simplest explanation, that he just made a simple mistake under pressure, wasn't satisfying enough for viewers who had spent 17 episodes watching Courtney get seemingly preferential treatment. Leslie was eliminated, Courtney was in the finals.
Yeah, you know what? I figured my luck kind of ran out after 6, and she just happened to knock me off my pedestal.
The final challenge pitted Courtney against Elizabeth Kovel, a 31-year-old advertising executive from Brooklyn who had been one of the strongest competitors all season. Each finalist had to create a 3-course meal: appetizer, entree, and dessert.
After you're done cooking each course, you'll serve your dishes to us in the MasterChef restaurant, where we'll taste your dishes and make some very critical decisions.
The judging went like this. Appetizer round, Elizabeth's octopus was slightly overcooked. Courtney's pig ear was called brilliant by Ramsay. Edge to Courtney.
Visually, it looks elegant. Pig's ear cooked perfectly. It shocked them. It sort of solidified all the fat.
Entree round. Elizabeth's lamb was perfectly cooked, except for Joe's, which was rare. Courtney's duck received strong but not overwhelming praise. Edge to Elizabeth.
Elegance matched with fragrance, matched with great finesse. Stunning, absolutely stunning.
Dessert round. This is where Courtney made a mistake. She taste tested one of her meringues and ended up short by 1 for the final presentation. But the judges still praised her dessert as elegant and delicious, while Elizabeth's was merely classy and delicate.
It's like this perfect harmony, kind of eye-opening.
When the moment of truth came, Gordon Ramsay announced Courtney Lapresi as the winner of MasterChef Season 5.
Winning MasterChef means that I can have security financially and career-related for the rest of my life.
She won the trophy, $250,000, and a cookbook deal. And the internet absolutely lost its collective mind. In the days and weeks following the finale, the backlash was unprecedented. MasterChef's social media pages were flooded with angry comments. People accused the show of being rigged. They claimed Courtney won because of her looks, her past, and the judges' inappropriate attraction to her.
Courtney, on the other hand, was a professional stripper. Let's not pretend here. On a stage with a lot of people cheering her on. So I think she personally enjoyed that, because she was in her element. Yeah.
Here are some actual comments that circulated. The judges were all thinking with something other than their brain. Waste of a winner. Very clearly favored by the producers, guys in charge, especially after she survived the salty donuts incident. Courtney, who should have been celebrating the biggest achievement of her life, was instead being torn apart by strangers on the internet.
I believe that it has been well-earned and sought after, and I worked very hard for it.
Years later, Courtney would open up about how the show's narrative affected her.
We are shaking men by the ankles for their lunch money.
Hell yeah.
In a 2024 interview, she recalled a specific moment when a producer told her, "Courtney, what will you go home to if you don't win? You'll go back to being a stripper, won't you?" The judges need to know that. You need to tell them that. Even another contestant from the same show regrets joining it.
But I definitely do have my moments where I heavily regret it, and I'm like, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. I wish I could have just lived a normal life.
Courtney felt manipulated and humiliated. The show had doxed her, exposing her past on national television in a way that made her vulnerable to judgment and hatred.
I learned when the show aired what everybody was really saying about me.
Why? Because you watched the interview things?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
She later wrote on Instagram, "Saying I was being favorited was easier than saying I was likable and made a good presentation. I was the viewer's favorite, and they couldn't admit that because their limiting beliefs regarding S-work told them they weren't allowed to, judging me for something they were imposing onto me."
And I wasn't allowed to say my experience.
Oh my God, you're just... That's insane. You're little do you know.
Truly.
And here's the craziest part of the entire Courtney Lapresi story. She never became a chef. After winning MasterChef, Courtney did release her cookbook, Everyday Fancy, 65 easy, elegant recipes for meals, snacks, sweets, and drinks in 2015. She was the headliner of Holland America's first MasterChef cruise in 2014, and worked briefly in a bakery while earning her yoga certification. And then, she left the culinary industry entirely. Courtney took a job in sales at Tesla. For viewers who hated her, this was proof that she never deserved to win in the first place. One Reddit user wrote, "Made a big deal of wanting to use MasterChef as a way to live a new life and leave her past risque life behind her. Then shortly after stopped cooking and went back to being a stripper/OnlyFans model." The last part is technically true. Courtney did return to pole dancing and eventually created an OnlyFans account. But it was because she chose a different path.
Unfortunately for me and my experience, because I received a lot of negativity and hate from viewers being on the show, it was an opportunity for that person to say, it's not safe for you here anymore. We need to leave.
She also discovered something important. You can be more than one thing. You don't have to choose between being a dancer, a cook, a salesperson, or an athlete. You can be all of them. Today, Courtney's Instagram is a fascinating mix of pole dancing videos, food photos, and candid discussions about mental health, trauma, and self-acceptance. She's not hiding anymore. She's not ashamed. She posts about her continued work as an exotic dancer with pride. She discusses her abusive marriage that ended in divorce.
This person put me in so much financial ruin that I couldn't, I maxed out my last credit card to pay for my divorce.
Wow.
She talks about complex PTSD and how her perception of hard work was shaped by trauma. She's teaching pole dancing classes. She's created a business offering courses on performance and stage presence. She's writing about depression, journaling, and healing from narcissistic abuse. Oh, and remember that little brother who appeared on the show in episode 16? There are still Reddit threads debating whether he was actually her son and not her brother. This conspiracy theory has persisted for years despite zero evidence to support it. So why did Courtney become the most hated MasterChef winner in the show's history? Was it because of perceived favoritism? Yes. Was it because of sexism and stigma about S work? Absolutely. Was it because other contestants openly accused the judges of bias? Possibly. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. The tragedy is that winning destroyed what should have been a positive experience, and instead exposed her to years of harassment and hatred.